Story 1. Have everything ready the night before. Outfits, socks, shoes, even hair ties and brushes. I raised daughters. Coffee ready to go. Kids are adults now, but I still do this. Story 2. When looking at recipes online, click the print link. This cuts out the unnecessary backstory and random musings. You can also save the recipe as a PDF to your computer or even just the link to the printable version. Story 3. I have two simple criteria when it comes to letting thoughts percolate in my head and letting them escape my mouth. 1. If it's about a person, especially myself, I ask, would I say this out loud to or about my very best friend? This has helped redirect a lot of harsh, self-deprecating thoughts, which are always harmful. If it's about a situation, I ask, is this the nicest, most positive thing I can say about it? If not, I usually leave it unsaid. People reflect what you project. Life is already full of challenges and hardships. I finally realized that exuding negativity does very little to improve any situation. This brain exercise has helped improve my relationships, both personal and professional, as well as my mental health. We're all along for a ride. May as well do whatever we can to make it the best possible. Story 4. Front load all tasks. Don't wait. Do it now. Do the dishes right after you're done eating, or better yet, while you're still cooking. Have an assignment due in 3 weeks. Get it done in week 1. It's probably the absolute hardest thing for our procrastination-heavy society, but the amount of stress you avoid by knowing that you are already done with what you need to do is euphoric. Story 5. 1 push-up every day, even if it's only in bed. Keeps the habit of exercise fresh and consistent in my mind. It's my only workout rule. I've had the habit for almost 2 years and look much more fit despite rarely putting in more than a few minutes on any given day. It's led me to believe the habit is more important than the exercise itself. Story 6. Have a place where you put your stuff when you get home and commit to putting it there every time. Wallet, keys, purse, backpack, jacket, or whatever. You will never be scrambling to find stuff when you're trying to leave. Story 7. I always bring the book that I'm currently reading whenever I go places where there might be some waiting. Zooms the tedious waiting time away like wizardry. Scrolling on the phone is about 10% as effective to me. Story 8. If you accidentally crack eggshells into your mixture, use the other eggshell fragments to fish it out. They will stick to each other for easier retrieval. Story 9. If you are speaking with customer service and things are not going your way, do not be rude. Ask the person on the phone, what would you do if you were me? This makes the person stop to analyze the situation and is more likely to find a solution that is acceptable to both of you. Story 10. Try to set aside at least half an hour each day dedicated to yourself, whether you are exercising or just sitting with your thoughts. It definitely helps reduce stress and anxiety. Story 11. 2 things. Have a place to take the little things that distract you. I have been a part of a men's group for over 25 years. A few years ago, I wrote up a set of instructions on how to set up your own, and I would like everyone to have one. And the campsite rule. Try to leave everyone you encounter better than you found them. For me, this has been everything from giving the checkout people a laugh at the supermarket to using my connections and networks to help people. It is amazing how a single introduction can change someone's life. I have done it many times, and it has definitely made my life better. Story 12. When I'm trying to fall asleep every night, I list 5 things I'm grateful for, even if I had a terrible day or am going through a rough time. It helps redirect my brain and kind of helps let myself know I still have things to be grateful for. It can be as simple as, I'm thankful that chocolate exists. I'm glad I own a car. Or, I saw a cardinal today. Story 13. Change your address to a random address in Oregon on all of your digital subscription services. No more sales tax on digital purchases like streaming subscriptions and video games. Story 14. When pumping gas at a station where the screen on the pump starts playing stupid ads, cannot even pump gas now without an ad shoved down your throat. If you hit the second button down on the right side of the screen, it mutes it. Story 15. Set the alarm to the time that you actually need to get up, not 20, 10, or 5 minutes before. You obviously know that you will still have time and will be tempted to snooze. This creates bad habits and is terrible for your sleeping schedule, and you will end up feeling even more tired. Eventually, you will end up sleeping through your alarms because you basically trained yourself to turn them off and continue sleeping. Story 16. I have a list of all the people I buy presents for at Christmas and birthdays, etc. Whenever they say they want or like something, or I think of something they might want, I take note of it. I also have myself on the list too, so whenever anyone asks what I would like for Christmas, I have some things to give people ideas. It totally saves the amount of thinking time. Story 17. One small life hack is to use a timer for tasks. Setting a timer for 25 minutes, using the Pomodoro technique, helps maintain focus and productivity while providing regular breaks. Story 18. Good sleep hygiene. I have a pattern before I fall asleep at night. Prepares my body and brain for sleep. I do not read in bed, lie around in bed, or watch television. Nope. Story 19. Never walk somewhere at home with empty hands. There is always something to put away. If you are standing up from the table, take your plate to the kitchen. Walking from the living room to the bedroom, take that thing that belongs in the bedroom. It means that you will not have to do as much of a big tidy up. Story 20. Explain acronyms. The first mention of your thermal control valve, call it a thermal control valve instead of a TCV. You want me to read for understanding, so please write for clarity. Story 21. Consistency is key. It does not have to be something monumental, but as long as you do it every day, it will become a habit, and you could slowly do more and more. Even something seemingly trivial, like going around the block for a 10-minute walk, can make a huge difference. Story 22. For work, I travel to a number of different locations in a day. I may be carrying a charger for my laptop, an umbrella, a coffee mug, and so on. I've had a habit of forgetting items in the locations, so I've started putting my car key on the items I bring in, so I literally can't leave without them. Story 23. Separating my pants from other clothing when I do laundry is amazing. T-shirts, underwear, socks, and sweaters last much longer if you just separate them from your pants when you wash. The zippers and harder material that pants are made from rub against other garments during the wash, which makes them pill faster. My clothes have lasted at least 3 times longer since I started separating my pants from other garments. Not only that, but the reduction in dryer lint is substantial as well. Story 24. When you make a list of things to do, the first item should be make list. Then, when you get done making your list, you can cross that first item off as complete. This builds momentum to keep moving and tackle those other items off the list. 2. Story 25. Put everything back where you found it when you have finished using it. My dad was hardcore about this when I was growing up, and I hated it. But now, as an adult with diagnosed attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, I am so glad he was. I was trained early in life to do something that would, and does, help me navigate daily life with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Story 26. When I get up from anywhere in the house, I look around for something to put where it belongs, like books and dishes. Micro cleanups help the overall work of the day. Story 27. Do not underestimate the power of habit and achieving the state of flow. When you have reached a significant milestone or succeeded in something, do not stop or self-sabotage. Keep going. Story 28. Do it every day in small amounts. Want to be better at piano? Practice it for 10 minutes every day. No excuses. You can become an expert in anything over time if you consistently do it, even in small quantities. Want to lose weight? Work out for 5 or just 10 minutes a day. Better at grades? Read that book for 5 or 10 minutes every day. Everyday, consistent action, my friend, is the best strategy one learned. Easy to say, tough to put into practice, but it is possible. Story 29. It takes a little time to do this, but once done, you really appreciate it. Take a long extension cord with a light on one end to your service panel. Grab some sticker sheets that can print labels. Methodically go through every plug-in and switch in the house. Print on said label and stick it next to the breaker switch that you have confirmed. Story 30. For those with small children, layer your child's crib or bed with mattress protector, Fitted sheet. Mattress protector. Fitted sheet. If there is a nighttime accident from either end, you do not have to spend a lot of time cleaning up and resetting the bed. Just pull off the top 2 layers, toss them into the washing machine or set them aside for washing the next day, and get the child back in a nice clean bed. Story 31. Tackle your biggest and hardest tasks first. Break things down. Instead of saying, "I'll clean on the weekend," do a small task every day after work. Clean some of the dishes while you cook. Cut or prepare other things while you wait for something. The freezer is your friend. It helps with food waste. Story 32. Buy a bidet, even if it's just a $30 add-on for standard toilets. You'll use way less toilet paper, so actually, it pays for itself and you'll feel much cleaner. Story 33. Especially for my fellow North Americans, eat fiber. Even if it's only 1 meal a day, 1 item, just find a way to fit more fiber in your diet. Raspberries, blueberries, grainy bread, flax, chia, or multigrain. Pick any one of the above and just have a bit. Once a day. That's it. Add chia seeds to your water once a day. Drink 1 cup of water in the morning with Metamucil. Make a smoothie with spinach and strawberries in the evening. No, it's not as much as you should have, but the North American diet is very low in fiber, and some benefit is better than none. You'll benefit immensely from the fiber with better bowel movements, lower cholesterol, healthier liver, and kidney functioning. Everything I listed above is about 5 to 10 grams of fiber. Men should aim for about 35, women about 25 grams. So ideally, 5 to 7 items a day should have fiber in it. But like I said, some is better than none. Story 34. When lacking motivation to clean or tidy, I set a 5-minute timer and see how much I can tidy in that time. 5 minutes makes a huge difference, and typically I end up tidying or cleaning more anyways. Story 35. If you wake up in the morning and say to yourself you are going to have a great day, you usually do. Approaching a day and people with a positive mindset really works wonders. Story 36. Always buy the same kind of socks. All of my socks are the same. Since I started doing that, I've never had a sock without its pair. I can also throw away socks one at a time. Best decision I ever made. Story 37. One that just seems obvious to me, but it blows people's minds when they see me do it. If I'm eating a frozen pizza or any kind of frozen food like that, which comes in a box and isn't too messy, I'll just flatten the box out and use it as a plate and throw it out after. It saves me using a plate, there's no cleanup, and it's just the same as a paper plate. Story 38. If you feel hungry, try drinking water and see if you were just thirsty instead. In fact, just drink some water now while I'm reminding you. Go on, drink some down. Story 39. If you want to do something, watch a show, a movie, or go on a trip, you don't need to wait for someone to come with you. If no one else can make it, just go on your own. Instead of always talking about it with your friends, just pick a date, book the tickets, and start planning it. Anyone who wants to join you can follow, but you won't miss it because you keep waiting for others. Story 40. Keep your cooking oil in a squeeze bottle next to the stove. I also keep a little squeeze bottle of water next to the stove so that I can quickly deglaze a pan anytime I need to. Story 41. Mind your own damn business. It will be astonishing to you busybodies how peaceful life is when you focus on your own life and let others be. I have been living this philosophy since I was a child as my parents taught me to be kind and not to gossip. Story 42. Wear sunscreen every day, even on overcast days. Your skin will thank you as you get older. It keeps you looking younger, and there is less of a risk for skin cancer. Story 43. When you finally find something that you are looking for, after you are done with it, put it in the first place you looked. That is where you think it belongs. Story 44. For me personally, I don't break the morning fast until others' lunchtime, essentially skipping the breakfast meal. My body is used to not receiving food until about lunchtime or later, and I don't usually work out in the morning. I like eating a lot when I eat, and it allows me to eat more later in the day and feel actually full and satisfied without overeating calories. Too long, didn't read. Time-restricted eating windows. Story 45. Using a to-do list on my phone. I write down tasks as I think of them and check them off when I finish. keeps me organized and feels good to see what I have accomplished. Story 46. When going out for drinks or if you know you'll most likely get wasted, plan everything before going out. Decide how long you'll be there, how you'll get home, how much money you're going to take. This helps if you have a problem with drinking more than your tolerance allows. What the plans will be for the day after, how far away your home is, and how much it will cost if you need to catch a taxi. And follow these plans. When I tend to be drunk, everything is a whim. I can stay for another hour. I have money, so I'll buy another drink. Or, I'll sleep over at this stranger's house. And these things can end badly or you'll regret them the next day. When I have a limited amount of money, I don't even want to stay longer if I can't buy anything. Story 47. When writing a to-do list, write how much time you think each task will take you. Be generous with the time too. 3 hours worth of tasks is a lot less daunting than 10 things to do. Story 48. I remember people's names by associating them with a famous person who has the same name. So if I meet a Robert, I look at them and say to myself, Robert De Niro. It works remarkably well and has helped me in business many times over the years. Story 49. Someone once told me to keep your house tidy, always be carrying something. Going to the kitchen, grab that cup and put it in the dishwasher. Going back to the bedroom, grab the laundry and bring it with you. Seems silly, but it works.